Be the best. Then be victorious.
The well-being of women determines the well-being of society. Know it, live it, love it. This is Aquarius, the age of divine feminine.
First, let's get to a Marlon Wayans. So again, he was sitting on the show and he was asked about the controversial Hollywood black men in the dress issue. Sandman has the audio.
On a dress. What about the black man putting on a dress conversation?
You talking to a black man that put on a dress?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That conversation to me it's silly because it's a negative thing that is only in black people. We have, for some reason, been programmed to look down on the craziest parts about our experience, that we're supposed to not embrace our past, not embrace our history, not embrace our heroes, not embrace our different levels of comedy, that we have to be this way. When Robin Williams puts on a dress and is Mrs. Doubtfire, he gets nominated for an Oscar and white people think it's brilliant. His community embraces him. When Dustin Hoffman puts on a dress in Tootsie and he wins an Oscar, he's labeled brilliant. When black people put on dresses, all of a sudden we're labeled by our own people like something negative. And I'm like, we did White Chicks. That's a classic movie. Mm-hmm. It's a classic. I don't care what nobody says. It's a classic.
Everyone says it's a classic.
That whole thing about, you put on a dress and you selling out, that is not an artist's mindset. When you're an artist, you go out and you create art.
What about the black man putting on a dress?
I'll talk about it a little bit first. So I was kind of like, it was an article, and we've been talking about this, and we actually asked actors to their face.
A lot of them.
Miguel Nunez, Brandon T. Jackson, and a whole litany of other actors that I cannot remember right now off the top. Even some actors that didn't even wear a dress. Just recently, Faison Love. And again, they all had different variants of opinion, but I was kind of just looking back over the list of people that wore a dress. Flip Wilson, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, Chris Tucker, Wesley Snipes, Brandon T. Jackson, Tyler Perry, who was made famous, Arsenio Hall, Miguel Nunez Jr., Kenan Thompson, Ving Rhames, Tracy Morgan, Sean and Marlon Wayans, Dave Chappelle. We can go all the way down the list. And I love Marlon, and I think that White Chicks, it's okay. I guess it's a good movie. You can call it a classic. But Marlon's has some other good movies. My issue, I think, with the whole Hollywood dress thing is, even though I think these black actors they may see it as just, okay, well, I'm just wearing a dress. It's a role. I'm going to kill this role. I'm versatile. But the people that are writing the scripts, the people that are, writing the narrative, I think they have something completely different in mind, in my opinion. I think they have emasculation in mind. I think they have humiliation in mind. And I just think that it's something sick deep in their brain. Like, look, we're going to make all these niggas wear a dress. And some of them do. Some of them don't. And my issue would be, why do you have to wear a dress to be funny? It's thousands of other things you could do. And we've seen these actors do a lot of different versatile roles. Martin, he could do a cop. He could do this. He could do that. He could do a lot of different things. And it's great. Jamie Foxx the same way. Chris Tucker the same way. So you have to ask yourself, why? And then you have to ask yourself, okay, right? The first thing these people go to is they go to the white people did it in they. But, however, to me, it's not as widespread as it is in the black community. And I'm sure we can find a list of maybe as many white people that wore a dress, But I just think that, the humiliation ritual, the emasculation ritual is real. And we shouldn't be, given our current condition, given what's going on in our communities, our race, our culture. I don't think it's something that we should be partaking in. I think it's something that we should put our foot down and say, look, nah, man, I'm going to do something else. Just because of, and I'm going to end on this,
Do you think?
image is so important, man. The way that you're perceived is so important. The way that people view you is so important. And again, when you look at Nazi Germany, the first thing they began to do, and it's very important, is media propaganda. If every image that's shown to you is deadbeat, black man in dress, comedian, clown, buffoon, coon, then eventually that starts to shape people's reality of you. I'm gonna let you go in. If I got a little more, and I'll definitely get it in.
Yeah, man. Well said. And this is my thing, right? Because when you look at Marlon Wayans, I ain't got an ounce of disrespectful thing to say about Marlon Wayans.
Not
When
at
you look
all.
at his family, when you look at the body of work they put in, they are Hollywood royalty, and they should be respected and put on a higher pedestal when it comes to the hierarchy of what they've done when it comes to Hollywood as far as black entertainers are concerned. Keenan, Marlon, Sean, Damon, the lineage that they have, Kim, the lineage they got under them, their kids doing their thing, it should be applauded, right? And what I've also realized is we will always, on this topic, agree to disagree because no matter the amount of respect I have for Marlon, no matter the amount of respect I have for Faison, who's just recently on the show, and we got love for that brother on and off camera. Call him a hater, call all you want. We respect that brother, and we got love for him. And 85% of what he says is some real shit. I will never agree with this. And oftentimes they bring up their white counterparts. But I ask you, how many of those white counterparts are known? You bring up Dustin Hoffman. There's so many other movies that you could think of with Dustin Hoffman that you don't even think about that brother putting on a dress. There's so many different type of topics when you look at Miss Doubtfire and Robin Williams and what he's respected on that you don't even think about the dress. And then you got to look at the clear standards and the differences when it comes to black actors and white actors. Right. Black people have to hold a different standard when it comes to Hollywood because we've been disrespected in this industry, in this world so many times. That's why you never seen a Sidney Poitier put on a dress. That's why you never seen a Harry Belafonte put on a dress or Denzel Washington put on a dress because these brothers understood that image and how they're portrayed on camera was very important. And although I'm sure every brother that's went behind the camera has the range to get and put on a dress and mimic one of their aunts or one of their grandmothers or one of their parents or people that they've seen in their life that have been influenced by a woman. We could do it. You can imitate grandma, Aunt Hattie, whoever the case may be. I can do the same, but that don't mean we're going to go out there and do it. That don't mean we're going to go out there and throw it on just because we can.
Right.
And you also alluded to the amount of talent that these brothers have. And you look at some of the people that have done it. Jamie Foxx, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, one of our favorite. Martin Lawrence. Yeah. It does not make us feel good to talk about Martin Lawrence in a negative light when it comes to a dress because he's one of our favorites, period, since we grew up. But we got to call it what it is. And it seems like comedians in particular, because they won't play this shit with a Denzel. They won't play this shit with somebody that's known as a serious actor. They do it to the ones that make them, like, they joke around, they clown, they're funny. Make them seem like a clown, and I don't agree with it. What I will say is I don't think that every black man that puts on a dress is bending over and submitting to the Illuminati. But you brought up a very, very good point. Just because you're not doing it, do we really know the objective of the person writing it, the person distributing it, the person that's promoting it? Because no matter what some of the actors say that go with it, when you hear a Columbus Short go against it, when you hear a Brandon T. Jackson go against it, and a Dave Chappelle go against it, and people that have not only wore it but haven't worn it, what they say after and how it's affected them, you cannot act like it's nothing there. There's something there. Now, whether you would do it or not is up to you. And you have your right to do it. But to say that there's nothing behind that, I feel like that's a deflection, and that's where it's like, come on, bro, y'all know better than that. There's something to that shit. Come on now.
And the fact that they keep comparing themselves to white actors, I think, to me is disturbing because we supposed to set the standard. We're supposed to be the trendsetters, the leader, not the followers.
Word.
So we the ones that's supposed to be like, last time I remember we was the first people everywhere to do everything. So why the hell would you want to follow somebody else in their degeneracy, right? Putting on a dress and acting all crazy, right? Now, there's instances where obviously Shanae, Wanda, this shit was funny. But when you start to begin to see a trend and it's happening over and over and over, and the men standing up in the community is like, yo, this shit is right? And that's why I always point for the need for maybe like a black anti-defamation league or something like that that's going to step in and say, okay, enough is enough.
Right.
We're tired of the way we're being portrayed. We're tired of, the negative lyrics. We're tired of the negative, depictions and everything that you guys do. Image is the most important thing here. That's the way that should proceed, the way that should seen. Because, again, going back to Nazi Germany, once they began to see these people as useless, no good, whatever, then they can kill you and wipe you off the face of the earth and no one will care. Or you can kill yourself, You could do all stuff to yourself and no one will care. Everybody will say, "Oh, they're animals anyway. Look what they doing to each other anyway." So that's why I think and some people may think that's extreme to go to the extreme of a black man wearing a dress, but I'm not talking about just the dress. I'm talking about the whole circumference of how it portrayed. In Hollywood, in rap, hip hop, it got to be better. It got to be better. And why are always the buffoons, the clowns, the step and fetch it dudes always pushed to the front?
Right.
Like, as long as you can entertain, it's cool, right? I ain't with that
at all. And then you look at how some of these actors respond to that question. There's a lot of defense. There's a lot of deflection. There's a lot of anger. I remember one in particular, my man, who do we have on here? Black Ashy Larry. God damn, what's his name? My man.
Oh,
Chappelle's boy.
Damn, what's that nigga's name?
That's our boy too.
Damn, I forget that nigga. Somebody gonna write it in the comments.
Yeah, I forgot. We had him on and we asked him, and I don't think he even ever put on a dress. Damn, his name is right on the tip of my tongue.
I'm gonna find it in a second.
Yeah, but he was pissed.
Yeah,
he didn't like the question. He didn't like it at all. He not to say that he was disrespectful. Donnell Rollins. Salute to Donnell Rollins. He was pissed when asked that question. No, it's entertainment. Y'all got to allow us to express and this and that. We was like, all right, cool. I don't even think the brother ever put on a dress, but he was very adamant about y'all tripping. This ain't what it is. And then you ask another person like a Brandon T. Jackson, he's like, man, my career is never the same.
Yeah.
Since I put on that dress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Katt Williams told me not to put on a dress. We didn't hear that from Club Shay Shay. He said that shit here, right? And it's like, whoa, okay. Right. And then we got a brother, the brother, and these names are fucking escaping my mind, but he played on Black Panther. He played on other movies. Black Mouth is his brand.
Yeah.
He was asked and approached, and he didn't feel comfortable with it. And he felt like that took a little bit off his career. So you cannot act like if you don't do it, there won't be repercussions behind that if you don't. And I ask why. And Marlon Wayans has been in this industry. He's had situations where things and content's been taken from him. Things have been rejected from Hollywood. I know damn well they didn't make him put on that dress because him and his family produce white chicks. So that's maybe something he liked to do. And I'm not calling him crazy for that.
Right.
But to act like it's nothing behind it and it's just art, then how come some of the greatest artists of all time, how come we don't have somebody winning an Oscar every year that put on a dress? How the fuck come Tyler Perry ain't never won an Oscar for playing Madea?
Right,
if that's the case.
Exactly.
But he got a new series, Madea Goes. He got more fucking series on Madea than Ernest. Remember, Ernest Goes to Jail and Ernest Goes to Jail? That shit reminds me of Madea Goes to Jail, or Medina Went to Church and all this shit. So, I mean, like, it's a lot of deflection going on. What I realized is, maybe I've came to this conclusion in the beginning of 2024, we will always agree to disagree on this topic. I think there will always be sides down the middle of people who don't agree with it and people who go, man, y'all tripping. And I don't think it'll ever change, man.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with maintaining that not agreeing for the rest of my life.
Sure am.
It will be no situation where I'll be comfortable putting on a dress and act like a woman. It just wouldn't. Like, I don't know. Everybody's different though. I get it.
Let me throw a real quick story out here and then we'll get out of here with this.
Okay.
I remember my daughter, right? A couple days ago, one of her family members on her mother's side is homosexual, right?
Okay.
And she's chilling out with her aunt. They're doing their thing at breakfast, and this dude, her family brings a boyfriend in, and my daughter's 8 years old. She looked at him and went, "That ain't natural."
Wow. Ooh.
She ain't learned that from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we love everybody. She know how I feel. She know her daddy's a man, but she looked at this shit as an 8-year-old child and said, "That ain't natural."
Wow. Ooh.
Why do boys paint their nails? Why do boys wear dresses? You don't think motherfuckers don't know?
Right.
You think they don't see it, don't feel? It ain't a teaching no. It's a feeling like, wait a minute, this is off.
Yeah.
Something's not right. And if 8-year-olds identify with it, then you ask yourself, why do they portray and put these images out there in front of us to see so many times? Marlon Wayans alluded to programming. It's exactly that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's and I expect Marlon on closing for my aspect of it. To defend it, because like you said, it's a classic movie. He's probably still making money off it, so you kind of expect him to defend it, and because he did it.
Did you ever like white chicks?
I ain't
Me
like
either,
it.
bro.
I never. It came out a long time ago. I never really rock with it like that.
Me either, bro.
I don't know what it was. It probably was a decent movie. I just didn't rock with it.
Me
It didn't resonate with me.
I like Scary Movie. I like a lot of movies that Marlon did. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? 6 Man was one of my favorite movies of all time.
I didn't know he did that one.
Huh?
He did that.
Yeah,
Marlon?
him and
I didn't know
Kadeem
that.
Hardison was in that joint. It was
Okay.
fire.
Wow. Yeah.
A lot of great movies Marlon Wayans, and he does a lot of the Little Man with him and his brother. what I'm saying? Movies he got coming out now. I can name a list of movies that I love from Marlon Wayans, and none of them got him putting on a dress.
And why I always ask the question, like, how come they never do like self-conscious movies, like about certain things that happen in history, like expand. They could do this type of shit.
Yeah.
Expand. Talk about do a movie on the Haitian Revolution or, the slave revolt. Something different. Let's see it.
Marlon Wayans was playing. It was him and Mike Epps. They were playing Richard Pryor, his biopic.
Okay.
And they both killed.
See?
This
They could do it,
shit.
Man. Yeah.
Killed it. So they range is way more than just throwing on a dress, man. That's all
For
I'm
sure.
saying.
Yeah. Damn, man. That's a good 16 minutes. Love it. I love it.